I'm TJ Maslela from Palatable Politics, and we are here at the B20 doing a special series on business and covering the B20. We're going to be giving you insights, interviews, and letting you know how this goes and how it contributes to the G20. Comment below, let us know. Palatable Politics. TJ Maslela here, back with Palatable Business with our special Palatable Business series focusing on the G20. Right now we've got one of the guests, a delegate rather, of the B20, and we're going to have a discussion with him as to who he is, why he's here, the dynamics between South Africa, B20, and his country, and we'll take it from there. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you. I'm Dr. Chukwuemeka Ujam. I live in Nigeria. I'm Nigerian. I'm the managing partner of Nina Jojer Limited. It's a company that has three distinct arms: policy advocacy, policy advisory, government affairs arm, and then we have a HR arm and a telecoms arm. But I'm here, as the name says, B20 to network really, and to see how to. So we have an office here in South Africa, and see how things are going here, and just foster relationships and build new ones.
How has your experience of B20 been? And firstly, is it your first time here in South Africa?
No, this is my second time in Joburg. I've been to Cape Town, which is a bit more scenic. But yeah, it's been interesting. Moving around, working the room, trying to see what others are doing and see where opportunities lie. Of course, the South African economy is a very interesting one. So it's been a bit of an eye opener, to be honest, because my previous trips have been holidays, so this is now work and exciting.
Yeah, thanks. So, okay, let's go into Nigeria's government and the economy there, how that operates, and the relationship between Nigeria and South Africa.
Okay, so with the Nigerian economy, I'll say it's on a recovery path. So the current administration the president has made some bold moves. So for instance, the removal of oil subsidy, okay? Then I'll say the foreign exchange regime has been strengthened and straightened up. So there's now a bit more access to forex, but of course there's been a knock-on effect on the people. So once the subsidy was removed, things prices went up, and there hasn't been a commensurate support system for the population. So people are still groaning, but these are necessary moves that had to be made to strengthen the economy. And so it's on, as I said before, it's on a recovery path. Now, relationships between Nigeria and South Africa are quite interesting, and interesting is an omnibus term because it's historically we've been allies, and we are still allies, of course. There have been pockets of issues, xenophobia, Nigerians being targeted here in South Africa, and then maybe reprisals in Nigeria, but it's always been South Africa first that's done that. There have been South African businesses that have had to pull out of Nigeria, but I'm not saying the two are linked. I'm just from an economic perspective. But I would push for. Of course, I'm not speaking in a capacity as an ambassador, but I'll push for strengthening of ties. I mean, there are many Nigerians in South Africa and doing business, legitimate business, and it's a wonderful place.
And the B20, what are the expectations you have personally of this engagement?
So I forgot to mention that. So I just didn't appear at the B20. I've been part of the certain groups, the technology groups that have been meeting prior to the B20. And I'm hoping that a lot of the issues that we raised would be in turn sent into the G20, and the policies will be straightened. But for the B20, it's just networking really.
And what were some of the issues that you did raise in the task team?
So one of the critical issues is about competition. And then, so from a technology perspective, things like digital rights, digital markets, and and the like. Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to end this conversation without asking, because you mentioned oil. Nigeria is an oil-rich country, and we've seen the UAE also have been an oil-rich country, but they have somehow been able to use that. I mean, there was a point it counted for 90% of their market, but that has changed drastically. What are some of the lessons that Nigeria can learn from that to basically develop that economy to be, I mean, I wouldn't want it to be the biggest country because SA must be the biggest country in Africa, but what's Nigeria doing?
So I think I would say that question is it's belated. The oil boom is gone, right? If you think about it, there's been shift towards non-fossil fuels, greener fuels and greener energy and the like. Now, we have suffered mismanagement, so we can no longer rely on oil, and so that horse has bolted really.
Yeah, no, thank you for making time for us.
It's been a pleasure.
All the best. Welcome to South Africa. I hope it's a safe visit and that you do come back and support our local
one. Yeah, why not?
Thank you.
Thank you.
TJ, Palatable Politics.